comparison. It's going to be it'll be a real physical game for sure.
Anything about their run games stand out so far?
They just run the ball really well, I would say. They got a really good offensive line, and they trust them, and got a good set of tailbacks back there.
Before Saturday's game, Don was saying that Mozzie and Chris are coming along, approaching the playing time. What have you seen from those two guys so far?
I mean, those are guys that just every single day in practice, ever since Mossie's been here since January, and ever since Chris has been here since fall camp. Just guys that come to practice and just want to learn and get better. And I just try to help those guys any way possible because they're coming along really fast, and they were going to be really good players if they're not already really good now. And you can just see it. Chris got to play in the game against Rutgers the other day, goes in there, does his job, records, I think, a tackle or an assist with Taylor Upshaw, and it's just really special to see your young guys go out there and just play football. And I'm just really proud of how they've progressed and how they listen, and they just want to take as much coaching as they can.
What was the biggest adjustment they had to make as young interior defensive linemen?
Me?
Those guys.
Just kind of getting used to the level that guys come at, and they're fat. Linemen are now faster, they're stronger, and those guys in high school used to, taking on triple teams and bringing those guys back 15 yards in the backfield. So, I mean, they're strong guys. They're not no freshmen for sure, and just kind of getting used to the fits and the double teams and how things, they're coming at you a lot differently now, and just getting used to the footwork. And every single day you just get better at that, and they do a really terrific job of doing so.
How big of a boost was it to get Mike Dwumfor back?
Love having Dwummy back, and just a guy because we've been here together since freshman year, and just being able to go in there and I've never really me and Mike never been on the same field together, and it was just so fun to just go out there and just be with Mike. And Dwummy, he's such an electric player, so fast off the ball and just gets in the backfield. I mean, as soon as the center snaps the ball, it's like he's back there. And he just brings a whole different level to our D-line in terms of, his get off, his pass rush, and just him being out there looking at him and anytime you look at Mike, you just laugh. He's just such a funny guy.
Back in the offseason, Jim Harbaugh had said that the interior pass rush was one of his biggest concerns heading into the season. How do you feel like you guys have fared in that front?
I think we've done a good job of just trying to force the ball to our playmakers. When you've got edge rushers like Kwity Paye, Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Uche, I mean, you don't really got to do a whole lot in terms of doing anything that you're not supposed to do. You just got to give them just a little pressure up the front to get that quarterback to step up or to force out of the pocket, and there they go. I mean, they're in the backfield in a hurry, and just play to your strengths. We've got a lot of exotic packages where we just let those guys run free and just got to get them the chance to hit the quarterback as much as possible.
Carlo, what was the most important thing you learned last year while starting, and how does that benefit you going into this season?
Just how important every single day of practice is. Just one thing I've been thinking about is you could practice a look in practice, 200, 300 times, and only see that look maybe once the entire game. And you just got to make sure that one play that you practice over and over again is not the play that hurts you. Being able to, when you see that play, just shut it down, recognize it, just have confidence when you go out there and play, and just have fun on Saturdays. Make the practices hard, but then just go out there on Saturday and just play.
What impact did Mike Dwumfor's return have on you guys?
Just him being out there is just very special. He's just a guy that came in here together, and he's just super electric. Mentioned he just comes off the ball super fast, gets to the backfield, and he just brings energy. And I can't describe the energy he brings because it's just Dwummy energy.
Do you feel you guys kind of turned a corner last week?
I think what we did last week is we just went out there and we just got back to playing. We know how successful we can be just because we work so hard day in and day out, and just getting back out there and getting back on track, winning a football game, no matter who it's against, no matter how you win, winning football games is the best medicine.
How much of an opportunity is this game to show yourselves that you can match up well and beat a ranked big physical opponent like this?
I think anytime you go out there and play is just an opportunity to kind of just show and just go out there and perform. Every week we're going to play very talented teams and very good teams, and I don't think it matters who you're really playing as long as you go out there and you just play hard, play fast and you just play for your teammates and kind of just let everything take care of itself.
Are you happy that you're getting this opportunity to play a top 15 team this quick after Wisconsin?
Always just want to go out there and just play good teams. No matter who it is, if Iowa wasn't a top 15 play, they're still Iowa. They're still a very good team, and they were going to come in here and do what they do. And historically, they're just a good team. And being able to have a top 15 matchup again in the season, and I'm sure we'll have. Right now our schedule is all pretty much top 25 teams for the remainder of the year. We're gonna have opportunities to play a lot of good football teams and many opportunities to go out there and just do what we do and perform on Saturday.
People are going to say, yeah, but it was Rutgers on Saturday. How do you balance that? I know you said it doesn't matter who you play, it's how you play, but do you think about that too? Like, okay, yeah, you beat up on a team that you should beat up on, but the real test was the week before and then coming up.
Right. Even though if people say it's what are they saying? If people are saying it's Rutgers, yes, it's Rutgers. They're a Big Ten football team. They're a football team that works just as hard as we do, and they came to the game expecting to win. And so we had to go out there and we just had to get back on Monday, have a good week of practice, and carry that out throughout the week. It doesn't really matter who you're playing. It doesn't matter anything because anything can happen on any Saturday. And we just went out there and just played as hard as we could and let the score kind of take care of itself. Regardless of who you're playing, if you go out there, execute, play good, the score can be whatever it can be.
How much did you enjoy seeing McGrone and Dax Hill getting out there?
Oh, so much, just because Cam's been here for a whole year and Dax has been here since the summertime, and those guys have been working hard every single day, and just so happy they, when they got their opportunity to play, and they just felt confident. When guys are running that fast or going out there making plays, those guys just feel confident in themselves, and after they make one play, it's like then they get that belief and they go out there and do it again. You can still see Dax, running down on punt, making that hit, and that stuff's electric because then that sends us out on defense, and we're like, okay, let's go get a 3 and out. Let's get the ball back to the offense.
What have you seen from Chris Hinton and Mozzie Smith to encourage you for the future, I guess?
Those guys they're just not freshmen. You look at them and you're like, how long have you been here? How old are you? And they're all like 18 years old. You're like, come on. It's ridiculous. And those kids they just learn and they just soak up everything they can, take coaching, come out every single day, and they never have that mindset of, man, I don't want to do this, or I've got time. They don't want that. They want their time now, and that's what you love to see, guys that are hungry and they're out there competing every single rep.
As a senior now and possibly one step closer to playing at the next level, do you find yourselves having maybe more conversations with your uncles at this point, or?
Anytime I talk to my uncles, we're always just joking or just giving them, they're just giving me crap about something or something they saw or something they heard, but usually just texting them good luck. They got big games on Sundays to play, so it's always just all those sorts of texts, or I'm FaceTiming my uncles to watch either UFC fights or MMA fights. We love to do that together.
Back to Smith and Hinton for a minute. You've been through it. Even if they're advanced for their age, what are they going to learn that will make them more ready to go?
Just little things, little keys that you can pick up as as more reps come and more. A lot of things at the interior defensive lineman position is just got to see things and anticipate. And being able to pick up on, okay, the lineman's hand is a little up, or his stance is a little farther back. Just anything to help gain an advantage, because it's a mess in there, and you want to do anything that you can to be the guy causing the mess.
How beneficial was it to have the lead at the outset of the game and just not have to play with such little margin for error?
Anytime you have a lead like that, it's just a good reflection of kind of the week of practice that you had, that you went out there and you accomplished everything that you said you were going to do. And it all kind of starts on Monday. We just wanted to get back to work hard, and get back to playing physical football and going out there and letting it kind of reflect on the scoreboard, and being able to watch a lot of guys get an opportunity to play is really special, just because got a lot of good players across the board, offensively and defensively. Just letting them go out there and play, have fun, fly around. It's a lot of fun.
And does the mindset change though from a defensive standpoint, knowing that you're playing with a lead instead of maybe trying to protect it from
No, not really. I mean,
deficit.
having a lead or the game being tied or we're down, it really doesn't matter because you got to go out there and you got to do your job. If you go out there and you're like, oh man, we're winning, and then they score a touchdown, or you're losing and now they're up even more points, I mean, it's just not the right mindset to have. You always just got to put the team in the best position that you can. Always try to get the offense back to the ball, do your job, get stops, and you know, you got an offense like we have that's electric and can score at any time. You just got to give them the ball and put them back on the field.
Just one or two more for Carlo, please.
How does Iowa's front stack up to Wisconsin's, and given the limited success you had against Wisconsin, how confident are you that you guys can hold your own up there?
Confidence will build throughout the week. You know, you watch film all week and you practice hard and you just try to find the things that they do well and match them up with the things you do well. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a hard-fought game for sure. They're a good team and we're a good team, and both teams want to win, and that's when you're going to get your best football played, when both teams want to win a game.
How would you describe the team's response last week, looking back on it, the week of practice and then also the game?
I think it's a really good response. You know, you fly home Saturday and kind of got Sunday to watch the film, but the thing about that is you got to move on. The game's over, and you can't let something so early in the season affect the rest of the last of the 9 games. And it all starts, you know, we were here this time last week, and we're like, all right, the game's over. We know what we did that hurt us, and we can't do those things anymore because now there's zero room for error, no margin for error. Every game is a must-win game, and you've got to win, and no place you'd rather be than there.
Who generated the most of that? I mean, what did Don Brown say to you? Was this all team? You know, came from the team, this motivation last week, or was it Don? Was it Jim?
It's a little bit of everybody. You know, Coach Harbaugh does a great job motivating us. On Mondays, we have our team meeting all together, and then we split up. And I'm sure Josh Gaddis was doing the same, getting the offense, you know, ready to go. And Coach Brown was doing the same thing for us. You know, you look up at how many points you give up, and that's just not the style of defense that we like to play. And we just go back, and we're like, okay, game's over. What can we do this week? Because we can't go back and change that game, but we can go back and change the mistakes that we made going forward.
Was it anger though? I mean, was Don
From who?
angry? Were you guys angry?
I'm sure, I don't know if the coaches were angry, but I know I was angry just because we go out there and we practice hard and we work hard. We've been working since January for that moment, and you just kind of go out there and things just don't go how you had planned it. And, you know, you're angry and you just want to do anything you can to get the game back, but you can't. And you just got to work for it and keep winning the games and just keep putting yourself in a good position at the end of the year. And I'm sure that was felt throughout a lot of the guys in practice last week, that no more mistakes can be made, and play with that anger on Saturdays.
What time are you guys practicing on Monday mornings, and what do you think of that change?
I love it. Get it going early.
What time you got to be here?
Early in the morning. You got to be here early in the morning. However much time you need.
What time did you have to be here today?
What time was it? I don't know. See, that's the point. You just kind of wake up, roll out of bed, and you just kind of go out there and play football. And that's kind of the best part.
What time was your alarm set for?
Many multiple times. Multiple times in the morning, just because it's, you know, it's Sunday and you're up late watching the Sunday night football game, and you're like, I don't know if I can get up. But then you get up and you're like, okay, let's go do it. And you really can't think about nothing else, honestly, except hitting people in front of you. And good way to start your week.
It's formal, right? Though, I mean, there is a set time. You have to be there. It's a formal practice.
Right.
But
I mean, it's just so early.
Secret?
I don't know. It's just
Competitive advantage?
competitive advantage.
Okay.